Greetings, hello, welcome on in, Unoptimized Fool from the closet. Again, we're diving into 11.1.7, right? And kind of all the details of that patch, right? And it's actually kind of a lot, to be honest with you, right? It's kind of a lot. But with this video, I want to discuss the ability called Recuperate. Now, if you've lived under a rock, if you haven't seen my weekly video, because some of this stuff is a little bit delayed, but I want to get into a little bit more detail with these closet videos. And also, if you haven't seen Wowhead or any online discussions, Recuperate is a new ability coming to all classes, all specs in 11.1.7. Now, what is this? Obviously, it's cross class. That's a hard word to say. It is basically you cast a spell, you open up a fire, right? You make a fire, right? You start frying some stuff up, and it's basically healing you up, right? Now, again, this is available to all classes. Obviously, this is outside of combat, like any type of food, right? But basically, now you can just go and eat and recuperate your health, right? Now, it doesn't do anything with mana, right? And it also does not give you the well-fed buff, right? So again, I see all you guys that are into cooking and supply the auction house full of cooking for us raiders and our, Mythic Pluses runners. Thank you, by the way. It will not replace that because obviously it does not give you the well-fed buff. But say, for example, in between pulls of your questing, raiding, whatever, you have some low health, you can now just go and recuperate, no problem. And it's a cool little bit of animation. Now, again, I'm on the fence about this decision, honestly. I'll give you my opinion why I'm on the fence. Obviously, one, it's mostly going to be geared towards the casuals going through Dragonflight content and for people who are new to the game, right? They get injured, they fight a rare, they fight something that's a little bit too hard for them. They can recuperate no problem. They don't just have to stand there just wait for their health to naturally regen. They can now eat and get back into the fight pretty easily. They don't have to go to a vendor and then get out of the core game loop, right? That's cool, right? It's better for retention, right? If you have to wait for your health regen or go all the way to the city and get some food, it might take them out of the gameplay too long and then they'll log out, right? Again, retention, it looks pretty good. But on the downside of it, right, we are in an MMO, RPG, MMORPG, right? This is an active world, and a lot of the a lot of the secrets that you find in the world, a lot of the side quests you find in the world is through exploration, right? And sometimes, like for example, if I'm low on food, like especially classic, like this was more in classic, but it still happened in retail from time to time. Sorry, the asbestos is coming down rapidly. This closet needs to be fumigated. So you would go to a vendor and get some food, right? And then all of a sudden, like, oh, I found a little secret. Maybe there's a little toy on the ground. Maybe there's a side quest, right? You explore the world, right? There's still stuff that I explore and find inside of Dragonflight that I didn't even know existed when I was playing the expansion. There's a lot of mysteries in WoW for you to discover if you just kind of look around away from the core gameplay loop, right? And now we're taking that away from, obviously it wasn't really happening a lot, especially in retail, right? Going to a vendor for food. But now it's just taking one less thing for you to interact with, right? You're not interacting with the NPC to buy food, right? You still have to buy water, right, for mana, but mana hasn't really been a problem, especially during leveling, since I don't know, like Legion, maybe? I don't know, like around that area, right? So it's really not the biggest a deal, but if you think about it, it's just taking one interaction away for the world. Again, it seems like this MMO is now more like World of Warcraft has always been a carnival type of MMO, but now it's super carnival compared, World of Warcraft from 2004 to 2025, right? It's even more of a carnival. It's even more of a on-track experience. An escalator type of thing, right? Stand on this and you'll go whatever direction you need to go, right? The main loop, right? So again, I'm on the fence because this is good and bad too, right? Again, eventually I think this is more going to lead towards good because again, our interaction with NPCs to buy food was very limited to begin with, especially in retail. Obviously in Classic, you would be going to the vendor every other quest, right? If either your inventory was full, now we have mounts that we can just mount up and sell some stuff, right? The Yak from Mr. Pandaria or even the Mammoth from Lich King, which whenever you prefer. So obviously we're due for another like mount like that. Obviously we just had the pay to win, well not pay to win but pay to play mount from like the $90 one. Anyway, that's beside the point. But yeah, Recuperate. New ability. It takes away from the world, I think, but it also helps people stay in the core gameplay loop, which does help with retention. So again, it's a game design choice that they're making everyone more isolated and not interact with the world, but it helps with retention. So it's like, how much am I going to nitpick this? Obviously, as a design standpoint, you want your players to play all the time, and this will help them play more than, they're going to play more because they're always in the fight, always in the core gameplay loop. But it takes away from the world. No interaction with NPCs, maybe. No finding of those random quests. They're always on the map now, right? Maybe that you won't find that random hiding spot. But again, what does it matter to the core gameplay loop? Again, I want to hear your opinion, guys, about this. Again, I'm on the fence, but I'll probably eventually lean towards this is probably a good idea, honestly. But Unoptimized Fool from the closet. I'll see you guys next time.